Morning X with Barnes and Leslie.
99X.
We're not cops. We're not here to put anybody behind bars. If you cheated, let us know so you can go home and enjoy the rest of your summer.
We're busted. Why don't we just admit it?
How'd you do it?
I got the test ahead of time. I passed it out to everyone else.
How did you get the test?
Mailman. I strangled him. His body's decomposing in my locker.
99X, it's Barnes and Leslie, classic movie. You remember that one, Stand and Deliver?
Yeah, absolutely.
So good. He was nominated for a Golden Globe in that movie. We're talking about Lou Diamond Phillips, La Bamba, Young Guns. I mean, stage, film, TV. He's done it all. Please welcome Lou Diamond Phillips. Hey, Lou.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing very good. Before we get into the crux of it, because you've got a new movie, you've got some books, there is a bit that happened on our show that I want to quiz you on it and see if you can give me the name. And this
already
is
quizzing Lou Diamond Phillips.
And no,
I didn't study, man. Come on. All right, pop quiz. Here we go.
I've waited. Now, this is nothing about you. This is about something, a place, and I want to see if you're able to nail what it is. So I grew up in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Nice.
Okay, so you know where I may be going. So we had this bit. We came up with this fake amusement park, and we put advertisements on the air and all this stuff. We were talking about it's an underground, air-conditioned amusement park with a 30-story high roller coaster, all this stuff, and people believed every bit of it, and still to this day. And we called it Magic Island.
Oh my! There's like a treasure island, and there's a couple of other things. There's a water park that was there because I grew up in Corpus Christi as well, as you know.
Well, it was in Flower Bluff.
That's it. I thought so.
That's where I got it from.
Okay. Well, there you. Wow, man, you better pay Magic Island some residuals there or something.
It was the worst It was the worst excuse of an amusement park ever. But the bit was bigger than the park.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, very terrible.
You are so recognizable in so many things. You know, I loved you in Longmire. You've been in so many movies. You've captured Broadway. Where do people recognize you from? Because you were also, I remember, in that Imagine Dragons music video, Radioactive, which I think 1 billion people saw.
Yay!
But when people see, where do people recognize you from the most?
It's so funny, man, because I've been doing a lot of fan conventions and always get a lot of La Bamba, a lot of Stand and Deliver, a lot of Young Guns. But it's those random things, like you said, the Imagine Dragons thing, which is just hilarious. But, on X right now, people are coming at me like, is that you on Call of Duty? Is that you on Call of Duty Black Ops 6? It's like, yeah, that's me there as well. Although it's weird. They put a full beard on me, so I look like Ben Affleck in Argo. But, yeah, I kind of can't get away from my face. You never know where I'm going to pop up.
I want to talk about your new movie in a minute, Lou Diamond Phillips. She brings that up. You've been across so many genres and so many mediums. Is there a role that you turned down that, like, in the rearview mirror, you look back and wonder, like, how that would have gone? What's that one that you regret turning down or not getting?
There's a couple, but there's one that specifically that taught me a really, really, really big lesson, and that is always read everything. Early on in my career, after Stand and Deliver, I was attached to a lot of independent projects, and this one independent project came at me, and there wasn't going to be much money, and the director was unknown. And I asked my agent, I said, "Well, what do you think?" He goes, "We can let one go." And I didn't even read it. If I had read it, I would have jumped on it. But that was Drugstore Cowboy, and Matt Dillon was nominated, for that. So it's like I had that first.
Wow, I love hearing those stories about the ones that got away.
This might be a crazy question because, we can't say Lou Phillips. It's Lou Diamond Phillips. You've always been the 3-name person. What was that like when you were 5 years old?
Oh, you have to say all three. It's like Beetlejuice. You have to say it 3 times, all of it,
But did that when you were 5 years old? Were you Lou Diamond Phillips? Like, when did that start?
That's funny. No, I was. I was born Lou Diamond Upchurch, and then my stepfather George Phillips adopted me, and he became Phillips. I did not start using the Diamond until my senior year of high school, and it is my real name. I was named after Gunnery Sergeant Lou Diamond in the Marines from World War II. And, you know, a lot of my friends are like, what's this Diamond nonsense? What the heck is this? Oh, you're an actor now. You know, so, but I knew it was going to be memorable. And so I went with it and professionally from then on. And yeah, it's worked out okay.
Where did you go to high school, by the way, in Corpus Christi?
Flower Bluff, man.
Oh, you went to
Flower
okay.
Bluff.
I went to Carroll. I was a Carroll Tiger.
There, see, we didn't play football against you because you were in a different division than us, but I did run track against you guys a bunch.
Oh, nice. Well, the new movie, Get Fast, looks very good, and it looks a little Fast and the Furious-ish with a lot more gunshots. I mean, how did this is an interesting...
Right? No, I compare it. I always compare it to it's like a Guy Ritchie film. It's like Snatch or something. It's just crazy with crazy characters. It's a heist thing. The thief has to rescue his partner. I mean, it just never stops. It's relentless. And I got to say, James C. Clayton co-wrote it, directed it. He plays the thief. Does all of his own stunts, which is unbelievable. He's a little Tom Cruise in the making. This kid, man, he keep your eye on him. He's going to be a player. He really is. Are
you a good guy or a bad guy in this movie?
I'm a good bad guy. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
The cowboy's a hitman, and everybody's quite afraid of him. But he's very, very colorful. So I think people will enjoy watching him. He was a hoot.
Leslie, this movie looks so up your alley.
You know how much I love action thrillers.
Be all over it. Lou Diamond Phillips, who in your career, when you look back, who have you learned, went away from it, like from an acting POV, and you worked with someone and went away and go, man, I just learned so much from that dude. Like, that blew me away.
You know what? I'm sitting on some train tracks in a movie called Courage Under Fire, and I'm sitting next to Denzel Washington, and he had already won the Oscar for Glory, but not yet for Training Day. But he was probably the most bankable African-American actor in Hollywood at the time. And, I kind of liken myself to being a little outside the box, a little different, obviously a performer of color. And I said to Denzel, I said, what do you think? When do you think you hit your stride? And he looked at me and said, oh, I ain't hit it yet. And I'm like, all right.
Wow.
All right. Never stop running. Never stop hitting the bricks.
That says a lot in that one statement.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I've never walked through anything and won't do that anytime soon.
Well, outside of being a great actor, Lou Diamond Phillips, you have a lot of passions as well. I understand you love to cook and you love to play poker.
All of the above. I mean, it's a Texas thing, too. And you guys mentioned the books earlier. I want to get that in. One of my original passions and dreams was to be a writer. And, I've written plays and I've written screenplays and whatnot. But finally wrote my first narrative novel that got published. And that's The Tinderbox Soldier of Indira, which came out a couple of years ago and was so well received. My wife and I collaborated on a sequel called The Tinderbox Underground Movement. And both of those, Underground Movement comes out the 19th of November. And both are available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. But I mean, when I look back at cooking, some of my first jobs were flipping burgers and stuff in Texas.
Where?
I flipped burgers at Whataburger, man.
Me too.
And then I was a breakfast cook at a surf shop on Padre Island.
I worked at the Whataburger on the way to Flower Bluff. Were you on that one?
I was at the one in Flower Bluff, which is now actually moved across the street from where it was originally. But yeah, not only did I work there, man, I was a crew chief and employee of the month. So I was aspiring to greatness even then.
Oh, you got me.
Excelling at everything.
We've got Whataburger now in Atlanta, so come see us. Thank you very much, Lou Diamond Phillips.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Well, here's a look at his new movie. It is called Get Fast, and it rolls out tomorrow on demand, wherever you get your on demand. It'll be everywhere. This is Lou Diamond Phillips. It's Get Fast, and this is 99X.
Run, kid! Run! Don't make me chase you.
I don't care about the cash. It's my partner.
Old friend of mine used to say, get fast, get going. Means never linger on a job. Otherwise, you're begging to get your ticket punched.
The Morning X with Barnes and Leslie on 99X.